Welcome back. Well, if you're like me, you've got the newest technology in your bows, in your crossbows out there. You want to have the newest technology in your arrow also. Now, right here, I'm with David Hand with Ballistic Arrow Tech. Dave, tell us about your company, how it got started, and tell us how you got thought about these really fantastic new arrows.
Well, I just want to tell you it's an honor to be here, and we really appreciate the opportunity to show you what we've been doing and how we got here. I started out taking over a lease from 3 years ago that they were professionally hunting, and we noticed that these new bows are capturing so much more energy. And with these bows capturing energies, we felt confident several years ago that the answer is going to be not in the broadhead, but in the arrow. So that's how we came up with Ballistic Arrow Tech.
And actually, your arrows include a second almost type broadhead right in the shaft.
Yeah, they do. They do. We've learned that in order to have proper ballistics, you need to first fracture the surface, much like a bullet, and then secondarily, you need to open another set of blades coming out of the shaft. And what we determined was that the only effective way to do it was to have it inside the arrow shaft. And we think that the answers going forward from a technology point of view are going to be the arrow and the arrow shaft, not the tip.
Now, including in that is the arrow shaft, the material these things are made of. They're made of the newest technology, carbon fiber. You can't get anything better, stronger than that.
Yeah. We searched long and hard to find, what was the best carbon fiber that we could use, and we also have stiffened the arrow the first 5 inches. So, like we were visiting about, you may take a 30-inch arrow, but it really performs more like a 25-inch arrow. And we wanted the best materials for blades and the best weight distribution. So a couple things had to happen. First thing is we had to develop the lightest broadhead ever made. So this is about a 55 grain head on it. And then we had to develop blades internal to the shaft that opened into the animal.
Now this actually is the complete arrow system. It comes with the smaller broadhead with the dual cam opening blades in the shaft itself also.
Right. So many people today, you go into a bow shop, you have to make a lot of decisions. What arrow do I buy? What broadhead do I buy? What fletching do I buy? And we wanted to make this much like a decision when you're buying a rifle bullet. So this is going to be complete. It's going to have the broadhead, the arrow. It's completely engineered all the way from the tip. So it's going to shoot very well. It's perfectly balanced. So there's no decision to be made, just one. You just need to buy the right arrow.
And like you say, these are not specifically designed, but they are designed to hunt with the higher poundage compound bows.
Yeah. We were real fortunate. We developed a lot of intellectual property, and when we developed that intellectual property, it really gave us the opportunity to study this for a year at Rice University. And at Rice University, we learned a lot about momentum and kinetic energy. And what you're seeing is the bow industry is going to be at 400 feet per second. Crossbow market is going to cross that. And they tested a lot of conventional solutions. And at that speed, at this high speeds of these new bows, you just can't effectively do everything you want to do in a one-dimensional space. I mean, you've only got 1 inch there, right, to make things work. You need 4 or 5 inches of space there to make the mechanicals work and the fixed blades work.
And I like what you said. You actually stiffened up the front section of the arrow. So basically, you've limited the flexing part of the arrow, which makes it probably balance out a little quicker and shoot a lot straighter.
Yeah. We had some folks shooting some really high speed bows, and they had all the weight at the tip. And what this arrow did is it performed 10% faster. They were shooting about 30 feet per second faster with this arrow, and the weight is distributed, of course, the first 5 inches here. So what the target guys have known for years, and I've known this, you need the weight inside the arrow shaft. Any weight perimeter to the arrow shaft, it just doesn't fly correctly. So it's perfect flight because we've gotten the weight inside the arrow shaft.
That is pretty cool. And like you say, you've designed these and engineered them to basically fit any bow out there with any poundage you're shooting also.
Yeah. This model is specifically targeted for any bows between 55 and 80 pounds.
Okay.
And of course, we're going to go into a calibration system. We think every hunter should know what angle they're shooting here and what size blade. And so we specifically have designed this one for the whitetail deer. We've set these blades back to where they can get through the muscle and through the bone and then open internal to the animal.
Dave, I know you've thought of everything. Now, I'm sure you sell these in packages too, so you get a couple, maybe a half a dozen at once, and they're all identical arrows.
They're all identical arrows because we want people shooting the same weight target arrow as they are a hunting arrow. So we're going to sell these in packages of 6 and 12. Like I say, you're just going to take your draw length of area you need, take it out and shoot it.
Very cool. Now you mentioned practice arrows. Can you shoot these into, like, say, a broadhead friendly foam target?
You can. The number one complaint I've gotten is that it puts a pretty big hole.
Right.
Because what you're doing is you're taking a 3-blade hole, and then you're expanding it with a 2-blade. So it's a 5-blade vortex.
Right.
And
so
so
you're doing some damage.
It tears up a lot of targets. Now I have engineered it so that you can pull it out of the target and it'll fold back. Mm-hmm. So that helps a little bit on the pull out, but going in and going out, you're going to tear a lot of targets up.
Well, you don't need to shoot a lot of practice. It's always nice to shoot at least one of the arrows you're going to actually shoot out there, so you get a little bit of confidence. It's going to go where you want.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun shooting targets.
Yeah.
We put boards and cans and different types of paper on the back side of it just to see what it'll do.
Well, Dave, hey, you sound more like Professor Hand than you did.
When I went back to Rice, they gave me a lot of grief about that, but it was a lot of fun. We were honored to be at Rice University. Really fortunate that Rice looked at all the ballistics that we were doing, really confirmed what we were doing. They also looked at a lot of the conventional solutions and said, in the future, those just aren't going to work. So we're glad to be off the tip. We think the arrow is the solution.
Well, this is the only arrow I've seen ever in my life designed like this. I think you've got a home run going, and I know you've got the attention of all of our viewers. They want to know how they can get some more information on these arrows, because they got to have 6 or 12 of them in their pack.
Yeah, it's Ballistic Arrow Tech, and to answer your question, yes, it is the only. We've done an exhaustive patent and research and looked at all the products for the last several years, and we're the first arrow company to really take a look at the arrow beating the cutting device. And we're going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to do it for duck and geese and waterfowl and turkeys.
Very cool.
The first one's here just for deer and hogs.
Well, there you go. BallisticArrowTech.com. You guys will set them up. Give me a call.
Set you up, yeah.
All right, Dave, thanks so much for being on the show.
Bring home the game.
Well,
that's what we're trying to do. Just bring home the game.
Appreciate it.